When I was in college, the Girl Scouts would set up shop to sell cookies every February, and it created a frenzy. First of all, college students love snacks, and the fact that you can only get Girl Scout cookies at a certain time of year created scarcity. Second, college students almost never see children. College can be this cocoon where you see people for 4 years who are only your own age. When an adorable second grader asks you if you want to buy cookies, you take out an emergency student loan. Now imagine Jesus walking into the scene I've just described as college students are carrying away boxes of cookies as fast as they can. And Jesus flips over some tables and says, "College is a place of learning, not commerce." And he throws the kids out. When Jesus drove out the money changers from the temple, it was as surprising to the people watching as if Jesus had thrown out the Girl Scouts. The people were just used to the practice. It had become normal. As we are becoming what God created us to be, you'll have moments of realizing you aren't there yet. Sometimes you'll realize that something you thought of as perfectly normal isn't all that good for you. One of the big areas that can get out of balance is household finances. It can generate conflict if one person in the house thinks something is normal and the other thinks it's destructive. It can also create stress if you live alone and don't know how to stick to a budget or don't know how to budget at all. To become all that God has in mind will affect your spending. Take a look through Jesus' cleansing of the temple. Try to imagine you were there. Then begin thinking of what Jesus might want to drive from your life. The practice to help see what doesn't belong in your life is journaling. Many of you just thought, "Awesome, I don't journal. See you next week." Well, there are a lot of ways to record aspects of your life to see what needs adjusting. I'll start with what most people think of when they think of journaling. It's writing down what's bothering you or what you're excited about. I do this a lot when I can't sleep. If I'm upset, I think there are a million problems, but when I write them down, I see that there are fewer than I thought. If I'm excited, writing can give the energy a focus. I can usually let the good and the bad go and get some sleep after I write. Another thing you can do is record what happened every day without much commentary. I mentioned in the Prayer of Examine video that I did this when I was on renewal leave in 2015. When I reread those entries, I'm often surprised by the different things that happened on the same day, and I remember not only the events, but what I was feeling at the time. There's another kind of journaling that to me connects better with today's theme of household economics. Take a look at where your money has gone in the past year. If you haven't been good about recording it yourself, you can probably get the information from your bank or credit card by going online or calling their office. When I have a lot of fast food receipts, I know my life is out of balance. When I have a lot of small purchases for items that I really don't need, I can see that I am using my spending to medicate something, to dull a pain. When I show myself making a lot of payments on debt, I've probably made some foolish purchases. When I show a lot of giving, I can see how my life is beginning to align with what I think my life story is about. In the same vein, you can look through your calendar at the things you've already done and see if your time is following what you believe your priorities to be. If you think you value friendships but never spend time with them, then something has become normal for you that should not be normal. If you think you value relationships but you spend every weekend doing tasks by yourself, something has become normal that shouldn't be normal. If you say you value your faith but spend little time in worship, small groups, and service, if you give little financially, something has become normal that shouldn't be. You're already recording what you do. The key is to review it and ask yourself if you like the story it tells. What is your life story about? How important to you is it to be generous with time and money? Everyone has an issue, or 7, where you've been justifying what you do for so long that something that should be abnormal seems normal. Scary as it is, let Jesus turn over some tables and drive some things out to make room for the absolute best. See what direction you're going in the spending of time and money. Then take action. Becoming what God has in mind for you can be really difficult, but it is so worth it in the end.